Good evening and welcome to the Upset Podcast. We're here live under the pavilion to talk about Camp Meeting 2023 right after this. All right, guys, we're here. It's good to see everybody in person. We're here back live on the campus of Allegheny East Conference. It's been a while.
Yes.
Been a
I
while.
love being live.
I do too. I love
Nothing
seeing
like
your
it.
face.
Live together.
Yeah,
Live.
side by side. Yeah. Of course, we're going to talk about camp meeting a little later, but we definitely have to talk about what's been going on in our wonderful world, right? A lot of exciting things happening.
So much. I heard about a shooting in the Baltimore area.
Yeah.
Yes, another.
They were all less
mass
than
shooting.
18.
My goodness.
That's
You know, the crazy part is that while we're up here, we don't really hear about what's going
Right.
on. And so I've heard about it this morning. I was talking to Pastor Saunders about it, and because he's from the Baltimore area.
Yeah, that's right.
And we're reading it together and like almost sobbing about this. When you talk about 30 people,
Yes, that's a lot.
30 people and two have
died,
passed. Yeah, it's just amazing what's going. They thought it was firecrackers or
Yep.
Wow.
That's amazing. Yeah, I same thing. I was like, oh, camp meeting, La La Land. Went home to do something, upload some pictures or something, and I saw the headline, and I like refreshed, I like blinked like 3 times, like really?
come on.
It just happened though yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I came home last night, I was like, oh my goodness, amazing! All this wonderful things happening here, and then such a tragedy there.
Yeah.
But
What about that taking away of the affirmative action?
I just couldn't believe it was
What about
real.
that?
I was like, is this real?
Everything from the 60s and the 70s that brought us to the table are now being removed.
Right.
If
Yeah.
you can,
Yeah.
if you see it. And so it gives them every opportunity to discriminate.
Yep.
Yeah.
Every opportunity. And it's not that African Americans or any of the other races are not academically appropriate.
Right.
It's not like they don't have the mental
Right.
capacity.
Exactly.
And so when you say that it was not fair from the very beginning, that's not
Yeah,
correct.
that's-
Right.
Because
yeah.
you weren't just, giving anyone a pass.
Right.
You still had to have the grades, and so now they can put one person in,
Yeah.
just to say, hey, we have one, but the opportunities. I mean, many of us are already educated, but when we look at our children and our grandchildren to be, for us who don't have grandchildren yet, what are going to be their chances, and it affects everything, what school you go to, right? And then employment,
Yeah,
and so.
opportunities.
I understand that there are some schools in some states are going to continue their affirmative action.
Well,
They're going to continue. They're
They
going
had
to say,
someone to say on Friday that if you go against this law, there will be penalties.
well, I think some of the states are going to start suing. Yeah, I read an
They need
article.
to.
Oh, yeah, some of the states are
Good.
going to push back because they're trying to appeal to, they're trying to protect their constituents.
Sure.
So state governors are going to start pushing back, and who knows, we may end up with some lawsuits. But I read an article that some universities are saying, okay, well, that's fine, but we're going to continue. So if they are breaking the law, of course, I'm sure they have their lawyers and whatever, but I think that's one of the niceties of having states that can make decisions for
Yeah.
Sure.
themselves.
That is
Yeah.
true.
sure.
If they go against the federal government, as long as and if they're stopped, they can always sue.
Right.
So, but it was good to hear that everybody's just not falling
not
in
just
line.
for it,
Right.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Some
There's some
states are
pushback.
pushing
yeah.
back.
Good. Good. And then the whole thing about Clarence Thomas being someone who
We don't know who that is.
benefited from this.
Yeah,
It's like, climbing the ladder and then once you get to the top, just chopping it down so nobody else can reach it. It's like, it's unbelievable, but
My goodness.
I'm glad to hear that there's going to be some pushback. That's a good thing.
And then the student loan forgiveness.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm a borrower. I'm a proud borrower. I'm proud about that. I was paying my student loan, but it would be nice
Yeah.
to have some assistance because college costs a lot of money.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
And the interest bites you even harder than
Yeah.
the
Why
high
did we have
tuition costs.
Yeah,
interest?
you like paying it for years. and
Why
years.
do we have interest?
Yeah, I know. I was something because this year, before this whole thing came about, I was telling my husband, "Oh, you should pay off your student loans." I had paid mine off a couple of years, and they were like, "Wait, maybe we should wait because And I had a feeling. I don't know why. I had a feeling. I was like, I just can't trust that this is gonna happen. So he paid him off. So when this happened, I was like, wow. See, and so many people were disappointed. I've heard so many people say they were really relying on this to be
I was
able
praying that it
to
would
get a little
happen.
ahead a little
Yeah.
bit
Yeah.
to break and to just shut it
All,
down.
all they had saved up to pay off their loans, they started
Yeah.
blowing it on just
Yeah.
foolishness, right? No, I'm just playing.
Some people were.
You are.
Yeah, you're right. There was
Yeah.
two sides of that. Some people were using it foolishly. Some people were saving up
Yes.
for major things or paying off other debts while they were waiting. So, what a disappointment. But what can we say? This is America.
And I think the last
is
time
America.
the last time we were on, did we discuss that tragedy out in the ocean, the
Oh yes.
Ocean Gate submersible?
Yes,
Yeah.
we did.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw some of the debris.
Yeah, I understand that they did start finding human remains.
Yeah, yeah.
What tragedy was that? It was
This
from the
was
submarine.
Submarine.
Yeah, you were out in the Philippines when
Yes,
that happened.
yeah, we got to hear about that too.
Yeah, I had no idea about that.
Really, that's an interesting thing. Like when you're in
And
other-
when I was in the Philippines, I was trying to just have me and God time,
Right,
so I
distance
pushed
from-
the world away.
Yeah.
So I had not watched TV from June 1 until after I came back from the Philippines.
Wow.
So that was 3 weeks of not knowing anything, so that I could
Are
stay.
there any beaches
in
on,
tune with
in
God.
the
Stay
Philippines?
focused.
He said any beaches.
Any beaches?
Sir, I worked hard.
I was just wondering if there was.
It was
You preach every night?
every day.
Did you?
Every day. Sabbaths twice.
That's right. That's right.
Sabbath
Okay.
twice a day.
Wow.
We preached every day. And my journey just to get to my assigned church took anywhere from 1.5 to 2 hours one way.
Whoa.
So they could speak, they couldn't speak English so well. They could read English and they sang in English, but the number one language was Ilocano and Tagalog, just depending on how close you were to certain
Right,
places.
right.
So I'm riding in the street trying to do some PowerPoint, while I'm in travel, because in the mornings we would get up early for breakfast, and it was in a different site. This is the site of one of the churches, and then you come back to the hotel, try to get ready, still with your sermon prep, go to lunch, and then you had to be, after lunch, be prepared for your driver. Someone comes, picks you up, take you to your location, and then there were times we were trying to visit, those who had Bible studies, so that you could at least, meet them and see where they were, show them some love and things like that, and encourage them spiritually. So it was a lot of work. Now, that was all the beautiful part. The bad part was the heat.
Okay.
If I look shiny on the camera now, it cannot compare to the shine that I had.
So this is not real heat.
No. It was the kind of heat that preached a sermon.
Wow.
Wow.
Either I'm gonna live right, or this is a portion of what I
Said,
will
I'm not looking
face.
forward to that.
And when the citizens are saying this is some terrible heat, then you know it's really, really hot.
Quick
But
question: how long were your sermons?
I think I still exceeded the 30 minutes.
Hey, that's all right.
But listen,
That's all right. I'm just-
even though I exceeded 30 minutes, no one left. They were, where I was, my location, the pastor was over a district, and he had 7 churches and 3 companies. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
One
Woo.
pastor over
Yep.
7 churches, 3 companies.
Yeah.
And so the church may have seated, because they had chairs out in the aisle, let's say between 125, 150. After service, you would go outside. There would be 100 to 200 people outside, because they had speakers on the outside of the church.
Right.
So those who couldn't get in could sit outside.
Wow.
So they had a tent with chairs, and then there were just a lot of places because it was real rural. I mean, it
Yeah.
wasn't in the city. Little chickens and the roosters walking across the street, the cows, all
Wow,
those
okay.
just all around. And so there would be that many people out, and they were fixing us sandwiches and juice. So you come out, and they had these little sandwiches, and the sandwich was so stuck together, you just looked like two pieces of bread. So I was like, well, what's in between, right? And someone said mayonnaise. I said, oh, well, we were very poor when I was little. We ate mayonnaise sandwiches. I said, I'm used to that.
I was just about to say, I remember that.
I remember mayonnaise sandwiches, but it was the nicest thing. We baptized all together 741 people. Is God good?
Wow.
741.
Amen.
You took
It
them
was
out to eat.
beautiful. 741. We
Beautiful.
were very excited. About
Beautiful.
that.
Man, that's what it's
Yeah.
about.
Beautiful.
Well, we missed you. We're glad you're back.
Thank you, thank you. My peeps are still reaching out to me all on Facebook and Facebook Messenger. I mean, we were 12 hours ahead, so we were always a day ahead of everyone. And so they were texting me all yesterday, happy Sabbath, Pastor. It was nighttime for
Yeah.
them, but they were reaching, and they left me messages to respond. I was like, I'm in church. And
Built
so
a
it was super
connection.
nice.
That's wonderful.
Yeah,
That's
super
wonderful.
nice.
All right, guys. Well, we're obviously here in this pavilion because we are talking about our camp meeting experience for 2023.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's just like, we're still
Yeah.
resting in it. Does it seem real?
I think our highlight is one of our peeps.
That's
I
right.
know.
Being ordained, one of our highlights. He's got an
excited.
extra glow,
Very
not just
happy.
from the light.
The anointing.
It's hard to see the halo with the bright light, on his head.
I know that God ordains from birth. We know that. I mean, but just to see GP the response of the people, it really shows that it's an authentic move. I just love the way that it happened, and I want to congratulate you on it.
Amen.
Oh, thank
Stick
you
to
very
it.
much.
I was
Stick
one
to
of
it.
those screaming.
Yeah.
It was
From
a
the
beautiful
audience.
occasion,
Yeah.
and I was taking in the moment because you only get ordained once.
Yeah.
It's a nice milestone to be celebrated and affirmed in ministry, and so I want to thank the administration of the Allegheny East Conference. If they're watching. If they're not watching, shame on you. Thank you so much for affirming me and my family this weekend, and I will hold on to my credentials with pride.
All right.
Pride.
Now, GP, at any point were you nervous? Like, did you feel
Never.
like- Really?
I was just
You
excited.
looked cool, calm, and
I was
collected the
just
whole time.
excited, smiling. It's been a long time coming, so I was just
Amen.
grateful.
Yes.
That's what I was
that,
going to say.
9.5 years, yes.
Now is the time.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about how God has been good to me. And
Yeah.
Now is the time. Yeah, it's
So
the time.
I was never nervous, just grateful and thankful
Yeah.
the whole time. And I'm
good.
grateful that it was a smooth service.
Yeah.
It wasn't 5 hours long.
Right.
Amen.
It really was nice. And also, congratulations to Pastor King.
Yes.
I was
Yes.
tickled because I was reading the comments. Someone was like, is it Kong or King? I keep hearing several pronunciations. It's officially King, everyone. It's King.
King.
His last name is King. So we wanted to offer him congratulations as well. But yeah, that was an awesome ceremony. And I felt so proud. I mean, I've seen the other ordinands and I know them, but I was like, this one felt a little different.
It's,
Like,
it's GP.
GP's ours.
It's
you know
GP.
what I mean?
It's GP.
I was even in the back, and someone turned to me and they go, like, yeah, I'm one of the faithful watchers of the upset.
Yeah.
They're like, and there's GPs up there. Like, it was doing ordination.
Yes.
It's like they felt
Yes.
like you were their
Right.
family as well. It was like
Listen,
they were
a lot of
excited.
folks came in the line after the pastors greeted us. People were just like, we watch you every Sunday. Congratulations. So we
Yeah.
appreciate all the congratulations, and it was nice to meet a lot of the folks who
Yes.
watch us,
Yes.
Yep.
you know,
Yes.
because
That
we
was
just
a
see
highlight for
names
me.
in the chat. We don't really
Right.
get to see them and touch them.
Right.
So it was nice to meet a lot of the Upset family all over
Yes,
the
it
Allegheny
was.
East territory.
Yeah, and I always said thank you all for coming up and introducing yourselves.
Yes,
Because
yes.
it's always a highlight for me because you make me feel like I know you already by the
Right.
way you approach us. Met so many people. I think her name is Miss Jeannie from Richmond, Virginia, who's a faithful watcher. So many people from all over. And we just want to say we appreciate you guys.
Yep.
We
Yep.
appreciate you watching and making sure that this is something that we can continue doing. So thank you. It was great meeting all of you, and we appreciate your faithfulness to this show.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right, guys. So let's talk about some of the other highlights. We had, well, first of all, this year we had.
Before we even talk about camp meeting, I must shout out all of my colleagues on the camp pitch crew.
Yes, that's
and
part
the
of it.
ACT
Yes,
team
do
who did
it.
so much to
Setting
prepare
up.
the grounds for the multitude.
Yeah, they were
I
working
mean,
hard.
it was overwhelming because I saw on Saturday what happened here, the different places on campus, and to see everything come together. And it's just like, oh man, they built on the foundation of the ACT team and the camp pitch
Yes,
crew. And
yes.
it all came together beautifully.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
it
shout out
did.
to everybody, media
Yes.
team,
Yep.
everybody
To the
did
leader
a
of the
phenomenal
ACT
job.
team.
Yeah.
But I want to shout out the camp pitch crew
Yes.
because they worked their butts off.
Yeah.
And you
2
would know,
weeks.
right?
I was with them.
Every time I saw them, I was like, man, you guys look like
Yeah, they
you
were on that
went
truck
there.
with those
Yeah.
So
hard
a
hats.
question for clarity.
Yes.
Once you're ordained, those who are on the camp pitch, is that
It's
voluntary?
optional.
It becomes
It's
optional.
Oh, it's optional.
Yes.
Yeah.
Years ago,
I
it was
see.
not,
Yeah.
but then it became
Yeah.
optional later
Yeah,
on.
because you see some people who like it. I mean, and I have to say, the brotherhood that you see when you run into them, it's very endearing.
Yeah.
Like they're cool. They joke with one another. They work hard together. They hold each other up. I mean, it's a beautiful sight.
And to everybody who left trash,
Uh-oh.
your lunchbox that you tore up and just left,
Have mercy.
shame on you, and may God
Oh, my
have
goodness.
mercy on you too. But we cleaned it up. It's all right. It's all good now.
God's grace.
Grace.
God's grace.
So we're not in our original, well, how we usually are. So I'm forgetting to look at the comments, but I'm looking at you guys now, and somebody was saying they were happy to see the Pathfinders
Yes.
back. in
Yes,
action.
it was.
It's something about
Even though it was a
Pathfinders.
small encampment,
Yeah.
it was still so nice because
Yeah.
I went back to see where my church was, and we
Yeah.
were the only ones from the Delaware Valley.
All right,
Willow Grove, my church.
Did you pass by and eat at Willow Grove?
No, I had so many opportunities to eat. You ate my food.
Yes,
Oh,
I
my
did.
goodness. And my people said, Pastor, where were you? We were looking for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elaine Williams and your whole crew over
You know,
there.
It's so interesting because I see different churches, they have their little camp out spot.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
They have their tables and their spread.
Yes.
And
Listen.
if you're the right person, you can get hooked up.
So you got the back tree over here is Brinklow's
Right.
tree.
I saw Capitol Hill somewhere.
Yeah.
Over
They have their
there.
little
I
spots.
feel like they've gotten more elaborate. I mean, I saw like L-shaped. I mean, the whole system. I'm like, what is going on out here?
true.
People were coming in and taking
Yeah.
tables out there, grabbing the
All
chairs.
that good
It was
vegetarian food.
wonderful.
What did you say?
No, I
Good
saw
what?
some real meat. Yeah, fish, lamb.
Yeah,
Yeah, I heard
they
some
had
of
it
my people
all.
had fish.
Now, no shade. The box lunches were amazing. Sandwiches were awesome.
Very thankful.
Yes.
But
I
you
ate
know,
that too.
people brought their stuff
Oh,
on
yeah.
campus too.
Yeah,
And so
it's a
I hope folks
fellowship.
were generous and were not stingy with their blessings.
I'm sure they weren't. I'm sure
Something
they
about
weren't.
camp meeting makes them more generous.
Yes, everybody wants to share with one another. I know we're kind of, there's no sequence to us talking about the camp meeting, but I want to highlight our sir here who was honored during the
Yes.
service.
Yes, much
Receiving his
honor.
plaque
The
for
last hoorah.
10 years of service
Yes, yes.
to the Youth and
10.
Children's Ministry Department. So he was awarded with a plaque from Dr. Robinson. It's a very touching moment.
Yeah, almost got
The
man,
embrace.
Almost,
Almost one tear.
almost.
I think I was crying over there for you. I was in the
Almost.
Did
corner.
it seem real in that moment? Or?
You know, they did say, hey, we're gonna come over and get you and come on over and then I have ACT team members that think that they're my bodyguards.
Oh, yeah, you had a whole entourage.
Yeah, I noticed
with
that.
I
you.
was like,
I noticed
and I
that.
kept telling them, could you just sit back? And then Pastor Medley, Dr. Medley said, listen, they want to do that for you. Just go ahead and let them do that for you. But it was touching. I almost cried. I almost cried, and I said, let me breathe here because if I cry now.
Yeah,
I just
the day will be over.
Yeah, definitely. But what I did, I had the opportunity of looking out, and honestly, it's good when you can leave. You know, when
On a high.
Yeah.
when God says to you, just go to another part of my vineyard, and instead of going, you know, because everybody was like, where are you going?
Yeah.
Everybody's like, oh, what conference are you going to? I'm not leaving Allegheny East Conference.
Right.
I'm not going
I think,
anywhere. I'm staying
youth
here.
ministry is in your blood.
Yes.
That's not
yes.
going to
Yeah.
leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
His church is just going to build wherever he goes.
Yeah.
right.
But
Youth ministries.
I want to go on record, and I know that you guys are behind me. And I remember many youth directors from AEC. I used to be an AY leader for 10 years, and I love them all. But I want to say, Pat, you have done a fantastic, fabulous. You have another F? He's so good with words.
Let's not cuss.
No, we're gonna keep it positive. I mean, you are. It's in your blood, just as Chuck said, and we love you. And God's work is going to continue.
Definitely.
And He will send another. But still, there's some place like, it's not going to be Pastor Graham. It's like there's still a little grieving process because of how
you called the word.
you do it.
You called the word. I mean, I got to a point where I said, "What's wrong with me? What's going on with my body?" And I really meant that, you know, because whatever's going on in the mind is going on in the body.
Right.
I'm grieving not being at this spot, and but the truth is that, and I said it I think yesterday. This is a movement. And I'm one of those people who say, let's step out of the way so that somebody can come to come in that spot. And the truth is that there's somebody that's going to be chosen that's going to be able to do the spot. Now, are you going to take youth ministries from me? No, I'm going to always wear my 3 stars. I told them that. I said, I'm going to, and especially in regional conferences, when you wear your 3 stars, even if you're no longer the youth director, you continue to wear your 3 stars in Pathfinders. So, honestly, it's bittersweet.
Yeah.
It really is. It's
Well, Pat, I
bittersweet.
want to tell you that I've worked with a lot of youth leaders, youth directors over the years. I go back as far as Joe McCoy
Wow.
at the Louisiana Superdome.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I go back. And I want to tell you this, and you know it's coming from the heart. You are the best.
Yes. It's, as was stated, it's in Him.
The best.
Therefore, yeah.
And we had some great youth leaders,
Yeah.
but in my book, you're the greatest.
So what's the next thing?
We want him to cry.
Yes.
We want to see it.
Or blush or
And
something.
I mean, and you're pro education, Christian education. You're pro the students. If I could just give a shout out to Calvary SDA in Newport News, Virginia. One year you spoke for their graduation, and you asked for every child's name who was graduating, and you compared a biblical character to that child, making them feel so special. And I want to tell you, they said they have never forgotten that, and they never
Wow.
will. That's what you bring, you know, not just to the whole office, and then you're a little bit on the crazy side. So.
It's true. Kevin Jenkins is a guy I follow online, and one of the things he said to me is that welcome back to boots on the ground. You know what I mean? And I'm really ready for it. I won't lie. GP gave me a book. I preached at his church a couple of weeks ago. And what was the name of that book?
What was that book?
I'm going to read it.
guys
But
tell us.
And it was a gift.
Was it about ministry?
yes, it was going back into ministry because you had a couple of books that was in there.
Yeah, I gave
but
you 2 books.
Yeah, one of those books is about going back into ministry and what it's like to go back into ministry. And the truth is that I'm welcoming it. Being away from pastoral ministry for 10 years, I'm going to need help. This is
Not
not
like
this,
riding a bike,
No,
yeah.
no. Just I'm going to put some training wheels and go on. But I'm still going to be attached to the Pathfinders Adventures. I'm still going to be attached in some way or another.
Don't be too attached though, Patty.
is
You're
it-
gonna have other responsibilities, and you know you gotta
True.
balance it.
Balance it out. But
But-
you're right about that.
Yeah, and Mike Williams was saying he liked your Natalie's comment about having her summers back. Finally,
10 years we have not gone on some. We have gone on other vacations,
Right.
but not summer
Summers,
vacations.
yeah.
And it's going. It's and like I said, it's bittersweet. I'm used to this for the past 10 years. So, yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people were saying congrats to you. I'm looking at the feed. Congrats. Job well done. Best wishes. And Tiffany Brissette says, shout out to Natalie for being patient and lending back to the youth for 10
true.
years.
And she was smiling yesterday. It's good she can still smile.
She said, the end is near. The end is
You
near.
got her husband back.
Yes. One more camp left.
One more camp. They're ready. We're ready for them. We're ready for them. And let me just shout out here. We've never had this amount of signups before camp. Danny Davis.
The Patrick Graham finale
It
year for
might be.
camp, so
It
everybody's
might
like,
be.
you come in and get that experience.
Today is 118
Very
that
good.
have signed up, and we
And
have
what's
a
your
cap-
maximum?
200 is our camp, and people normally walk in
Yeah.
with,
Right,
we walk in
right.
with about 70 walking
Yeah,
in, so
yeah.
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's gonna
Very
be great.
good.
It's gonna be great. All right, let's talk about some of these services. For the first time, we had education night. Well, not first time, but
Post-COVID.
yeah, post-COVID. This is our
Right.
first time coming back for education night in person.
Right.
Dr. Matlock did an awesome job.
Very good
as a
job.
speaker. The whole program was really nice. I heard a lot of
House
people-
rules, I like that.
Yeah,
It's
house
very good.
rules. I told him, I said, I'm going to have to commit those to memory. So that was great, and honored a few of our teachers who are retiring.
Yes.
Best wishes to all
Saw
of
that.
them. And it was great, great service. I think I was surprised, I have to say, that how many people were here live. I thought I was preparing for like a little handful gathered towards the front, but I guess it was kind of
You know, and I want to say that education is our feeder.
yeah.
You know, and this is not putting us or any other conferences down. We have to heavy up on our education because it really feeds all of our ministries.
Yeah,
In some way or another, it feeds our ministries. So somebody told me you have to hear his message and take it in stride. So I'm hoping that everybody go back to it.
Yep.
Watch it again.
very good.
Yeah.
You know, he's our scholar. You know, he's our scholar. He's our scholar.
That was great. It was great. So that was like the opener, and then Sabbath. We didn't have the early morning service. Started fresh with Sabbath school. Okay, I didn't feel like anybody missed the early. I don't know if I can say that. You guys let us know in the comments. Did you miss the early morning service?
I think we ought to trend in that direction.
Her phone's about to ring any minute now.
I'm scared to say because I know there's certain.
Let me be a
things
tally. Tasha.
that- I'm just saying. I felt like the 9:15 Sabbath school start worked out pretty well.
It was a good crowd.
It
here.
was. I felt it was, and Dwayne Esmond did a phenomenal
usual.
job.
Fabulous job.
As
We
usual.
all knew that was going to happen, but he did a phenomenal job engaging the audience and just keeping everything very, very lively and spirited. And so it was great to see that. And you know, I know Brath was excited, and then having Message Magazine and all of the other highlights that come with Sabbath School. So that was a great program to start us off. And then, you know, and I have to say, this year, I sat right there.
All right.
In that pavilion.
Didn't move that much.
From Sabbath school all the way. I don't know, this year I
went to
just felt
church.
like,
She went to church.
you know, praise God for Amy. And shout out to Amy. Since
Oh,
I
yes,
mentioned
yeah.
her name.
Oh, yeah, Amy,
And we're sitting
Amy.
here, for those of you who commented, some of you came and commented about the backdrop. Amy, who has recently joined our communication
Yes.
team, was responsible for the design.
Very
Nice.
good.
job,
Yes,
Amy.
good shout out, Amy. And it was so funny because, like we were saying, people were coming up to us, recognizing us. She was so surprised that people were coming up to her and saying,
right.
"It's like I was only on like 3 episodes." I was like,
right.
"We're family. Once you come on here, people know you." But yeah, so shout out to Amy. Great job with the backdrop.
Definitely.
But yeah, having her was great, and all the other talk about shout outs. Oh yes,
We got an extra chair. We got an extra
You
chair.
guys don't even know why we're getting excited right
Oh, we're
now.
cheering because we have a special
There-
guest
We have a
joining
chair and
us
a mic.
tonight.
We
But,
have a very special guest that's
yeah.
going to come, but no. But I was going to say shout out to also some of the other volunteers who always help out with the communication department. I know Charles will probably shout out his team, but
Yes.
we have like Mr. Joe from the DC area. He's always here faithfully. You see him taking pictures in the pavilion, all these great shots. Thank you. Always volunteers every year. Kavan and all these other people who were getting clips for us
Yeah.
because we were all doing other things. Just thank you, and everyone else I didn't mention, but I know you want to shout out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. My team is the best.
Yeah.
He didn't even stop at it. He was like,
My,
oh, my team
my
is the
technical
best.
director just pulls. I think we have a rabbit farm up here. He pulls rabbits out all the time. He will not be defeated. So a great shout out to my technical director Bryce
Yes.
Williams, and
Yeah, Bryce. Yep.
videographer and editor Evan, and Julian, and
Yes.
Angie on the long shot camera in the back. Anthony over here
Yeah.
on the audio console.
Yes.
Go.
And
Make
we've
me
got other
sound
team
good.
members
Make
that
me
are-
sound
that are not
good.
here, but they just did an awesome job, and we
Sure.
streamed the youth services
that's right.
Yes.
here.
Right.
So I had an extended team over
Right.
there.
Yes.
Is it on YouTube?
Yes,
Is
it
it on
is.
YouTube?
Yes, they're both.
Yes, it is.
So that's the great.
George O'Brien was my technical director over there. He did a beautiful job. We had other camera operators. The list is long, but I just want to thank them for not only their work but their ministry.
Absolutely.
you
Word
have
on
to-
the street was that the gym was hopping.
I was.
It was
literally.
J.J. Harrison
Listen.
Hot
and
boys
Youthful Praise.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
The
my
sermon was
goodness.
good too. It was,
Yes, I heard
it
the
was a
sermon,
powerful
it
worship
was-
experience.
Everything just came together.
I was expecting for it to be a little cooler though. I was disappointed.
That it was hot.
That was hot out.
But it was packed. But it was
No
hot.
one left. I
Yeah,
heard.
that was
stuck in there. But it was not cool as people expected.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the drawing points.
Yeah.
Skip past the flies and gnats and enjoy a cool worship
Right, it's like,
experience
wait,
in the
this is
gymnasium
cool?
at Pine
And
Forest.
we were actually cool out here because the breeze was
Yeah, it was
flowing.
breezy.
So it kind of,
God was gracious to us yesterday, not extremely hot.
Yes, yeah. Someone was saying this is the best weather they've ever seen for a camping experience. No rain, like you say, the weather wasn't too bad. So, we thank God for that. Thank God for that. But like you were saying, I do want to shout out. I know everyone knows there are a lot of people who do work behind the scenes, but
Very much.
there's a lot that goes into putting camp meeting together.
Yes.
Even if it's for just one weekend. We talked about Camp Pitch, but there are people who make sure you have your box lunches, who
Yep.
make sure that the
Absolutely.
bathrooms are clean and that the toilet paper is
Yeah,
restocked. And they
yeah.
make sure
Nobody.
You know, I went
Yeah.
over to Conference Center 1 to pick up my team's box lunches, bring them all over to the media center. And I walked in there, and you would think they had skids of box lunches all ready
Yeah.
to go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
They
Treasury
Chick-fil-A'd it, too. They
Department,
did. They Chick-fil-A'd it.
Overly
were nice.
Joseph. There's so many that were,
Yeah.
I just wondered how many
regulating
they
that and having
prepared.
it all together.
Yeah.
I think they packaged more than
More than
2,000.
2,000, yeah.
More than 2,000.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
gracious.
Yeah. So.
And we don't ever see anything, but they have an actual refrigerator.
Yep.
Yeah.
And an 18-wheeler that's in the back.
Right.
That keeps everything fresh
Yep.
to come right back out. I think it was Beck that was working on that, or
Yes,
Henry
yeah,
Beck
Henry
that was
Beck.
working on it, and his crew that's there. You know who we never really shout out?
Come on up, Mr. President.
Come on.
I want to shout out Calvin.
Calvin
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Taylor.
Calvin
And
is
Maurice
Calvin
Taylor.
Taylor,
Yeah.
Maurice Taylor,
All
the
Taylors,
brothers.
Also all the brothers out here.
They make you look like you have never worked in your life.
Right.
You ask yourself, what am I doing with
Yeah.
life?
Hard-working
These guys-
brothers.
Yes, it's in their blood.
And do they sleep?
I don't know. They
Can
do
you
that.
share with what they do?
Oh my goodness, so much. Everything.
It's almost.
The grass, any maintenance issues,
They're
the
covering that.
plant, anything.
Lighting,
Transporting
transportation.
tables and
Yep.
helping with that.
Yeah,
and
so much.
chairs.
Well,
Mr. President, we'd love you to come up.
Yeah, he's
You're
a
a
little camera
first
shy
camp
today.
meeting.
But we have
I'm gonna let
our
him take my middle seat.
That's a
forward.
good
Go
idea.
and take
You'll grab one.
Escort him upstairs, please, Pat.
Come on up, Mr. President.
Now is the time, Mr. President.
Now is the time. He should be somewhere resting. He's still here on the grounds, making sure things are going.
he doesn't want to come on, but we do have a
is-
camera on him so you can see
Yeah.
that he is here in the
Let's
pavilion.
just clap for Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Yes, that's right. Come on up.
Trust me, the
Because
peeps want to see you.
The people
Yes.
do want to see you.
They want to see you.
Can he have my middle seat?
Oh,
Absolutely.
yes.
take that chair, put it here.
You sit here, Pat, and
We have a mic for him.
Let's give the people what they want.
yes, yeah.
It's an honor to sit beside my president.
Come on. Yeah.
Grab that chair there.
And here's a water for you.
Yes, yes.
This is totally unrehearsed, ladies and gentlemen.
I know
We'll
sometimes-
have 25 more minutes.
It won't be long.
Yeah,
It won't
we
be
won't
long.
keep you. We won't keep
Okay, folks, ask him anything right now.
you. No, we got him in a hot seat. No, we're just recapping camp meeting, some of our highlights. We know how much, well, we probably don't know how much goes into the planning in your mind, because really camp meeting is your vision. Everything that we do is trying to. So when you were thinking about camp meeting this year, what were some of your major objectives?
that
What
I
did you
like.
want to see happen?
Yeah. Well, to make sure that we had an environment that was conducive for our members to connect one with another. Coming out of COVID, it's important that we reconnect one with
Right.
another, not only with the Lord, but with each other. And I thought it was important that the environment at camp meeting would be of such that would happen, and I saw it happening.
Sorry. Tornado warning.
Storm warning.
Yeah.
There's a tornado warning.
Yeah, that's what your show creates.
We're upsetting the weather.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm thankful for the team we have that working together, and for you and Charles in particular, who people don't realize how much work y'all do behind the scenes. There's a lot of work that goes into putting these worship experiences together that hopefully one day y'all will share with the folk what happens behind the scenes.
Yeah, we should do that.
You know, because I think some people think you just come in, it's just done. No, it's a lot of planning.
Yeah, which,
I know. I feel like when I hear you guys, I know mine is coming.
see, that's the beauties of live television.
Yeah.
Setting things off. But while you're saying that, I want to say that, and I'm not just saying this because you're here. I was going to say it anyway. One of the things I appreciated about the planning process is that you valued each person that was part of putting it together, and you didn't try to be a one-man show. Like, do what I said. You listened to everyone. You got everyone's input, and you delegated well. You gave everyone their task and let them do that. You know, gave them full autonomy, and I want to say I appreciate that because
Thank you.
that's an
And throughout the
encouragement.
planning,
Yeah.
you made sure everybody had what they needed.
Right.
You'd
So
asked us
important.
2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
You got what you need? You need anything? You got
Yeah.
what you need? You know?
And to me, that was fun. I mean, that's the fun part of
Yeah,
it for me.
yeah.
Is making sure those who are leading out have what they need.
I stepped away for a second. How does it feel being your first one?
Yeah, this is number
I mean,
one.
Just your first one. Usually you second, you're
Second chair.
You know,
chair.
I'm still getting used to being called president. I have to be honest. And I process it in my mind. I'm chief servant. But at camp meeting, I was told certain things I had to do. And I capitulated
Okay.
because, for example, we have a person that they assigned to watch me,
Yes, yes.
and I was not comfortable with that.
But Barack Obama, you know how Barack Obama did.
Security detail.
Said, stay here.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I'm going to Burger King.
And I think he sensed that.
Yeah.
And so he kept saying, no, I'm not going to get in. I said, no, the problem is not you, it's me. We had to have that honest conversation.
Yeah,
I said,
yeah.
no, I understand what you're doing and the importance of it. But he made me understand it, and that he took me aside and he said something. He said, how much tithe did we take in last year? I said, I don't know the exact amount. I said, why do you ask? He said, because that's the number on you. I said, what? He said, for people
Right, it's a lot of stuff you don't even
who
Think about it.
who don't have good intentions,
Yes.
that's the number they put on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I said, see, you don't think like that, right? I said, no, but they do.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we
he's-
saw a conference president that was kidnapped.
And that's what he
Yeah,
referred to
yeah.
me. He said he was at a
Held
different
at
country,
ransom.
and they heard about it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And
You know,
I
it's
said,
strange,
okay.
it's a different world we live in now, Mr. President, that it's not just harm, but even the good. There's so
Yeah.
many people want to be
Yeah.
around you. So
Right.
many people want to give good wishes. And that could literally hold you up a whole, you're over at the youth side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you got to run back over here
Right.
it's just amazing what happens, that people don't realize.
And it's very challenging, Mr. President, because you're in a position where people want to touch you. They
Right.
want, Jesus was visible. And so when you're visible, so it's in you to want to be with the people, and
Right.
people want to be with you. And then
Right.
because of the times, you still have to have someone looking out for you. It's very trying.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned what he just mentioned about being at the youth tent. I went over there to give greetings.
Right.
But they were in the middle of their service in such a way that I knew I had a problem. And that I knew that our speaker was at the place where he was about to be introduced. And guess who's supposed to introduce him?
Right. Right.
So I said, oh man, I'm going to miss out and give my greetings there.
Okay.
But they saw me. They all saw me
Right,
there.
everybody
And
saw
I
it.
know they could tell them why I had to
Yes,
leave.
yes.
Right.
That I intended to do that.
Yeah.
And I know people
Oh,
would
and
understand.
Ramon, Pastor
Griffith.
Griffith, he hooked that up well.
Yeah.
As soon as he walked in, it was like, okay, can he speak now? Here's another song. Zipped out right away. And what it shows the young people is that, okay, he came by, he cared.
Yes.
He wants to stop
We
by.
matter,
Present.
yeah.
Sometimes it's it's just the present. It's
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it was important for me to see
Yeah.
that they were all right and everything was going well. And that gives me a sense of relief, knowing that all is well there, so I could come back and not worry about it. You know? But I have to go online to see what is that. Was that service streamed also?
Yes.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
streamed.
We
Oh,
were
so I can go online.
Yep, you can watch
Oh,
it
praise
from
the
start
Lord.
to
So
finish.
glad too.
Yeah.
See again, Charles. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So no matter where you were yesterday, the other service is available for you to
I'm gonna
watch.
watch it when I go home.
Listen, that's our team.
Yeah.
There's a lot of conferences does not have they don't have the ability to do
do
it
both.
at the same
Simultaneously,
time.
yeah.
Simultaneously.
Yeah.
And I know my brother from Northeastern. He was skipping from one to the other, and in some cases having both playing at the same time.
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
that's amazing.
I know our guest speaker told us that he really enjoyed the experience he had being with us.
Oh, good.
He said the whole day it was phenomenal, and he really enjoyed it. And he said, "I know a lot of the workers here, and that made it also enjoyable for
Right.
him." And to see a
You know,
lot
I
of the
did a little
ministers.
experiment in the studio, in the control room. I was listening to Pastor Doggett, and I closed my eyes. I said, boy, does he sound a lot like Jackson.
Oh, same. I was like, I didn't realize how much.
Tonality,
Yeah.
The quality was.
Yeah.
I said, "You
Yes,
think
genetics,
that was
man.
Jackson Doggett speaking?"
I was amazed by that.
I love the introduction.
Yes, that was.
So are you his brother? Let me get this straight.
Yeah.
I want you to know he's
My
my
brother. That's right.
I thought that was so
Yeah.
awesome.
That was
you know.
very personable.
And how many times do a brother get to introduce
Yes.
another brother
Yeah.
in a camp meeting setting?
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Very special.
You know, one of the things we did, we like to talk to the people while they're out eating. And we kind of had a little impromptu poll
Okay.
asking people, are you ready for the 10 days to come back, or are you loving the weekends? Because, that's the big question. That's the big debate. Are we going back
Yeah.
to 10 days, or is this the new norm? And we got a lot of interesting feedback. Of course, we'll show you the footage. But did you get a lot of feedback about that? Because I know people.
No, I didn't get a lot of
No?
feedback
Okay.
about that. I know some saints said, okay, we understand the one day this time.
That's what I'm saying.
These saints
Yeah,
don't play. You know,
I know.
let
They tell you what
whatever-
they want, yeah.
And then I had a guest minister tell me, people look forward to this 10 days, they take their vacation. I said, you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think what happened in Philadelphia
Yeah.
gave us reason to pause to explore options
Right.
if we can't.
Right.
What can we do?
Right.
And I'm going to tell you that Hope Fest in Philadelphia, when
yeah.
they started Sunday,
Yeah.
we were there that night, and the thing was marvelous. And then the Monday through Thursday experience, where they provided opportunities for people to correct their immigration problems
Yeah.
or expunge
Practical ministry. Yeah.
records or financial assistance to people.
Yes.
Helping people who want to start a new business.
That's what I'm
Come
talking
on,
about.
man.
That's what it's about.
I said they have something there, and plus, the community came together and celebrated each night
Yeah.
and supported one another. And then I said, now what if we did that in the 6 areas? Think about this now.
Yeah.
With intentionality. In the 6 areas where we know that camp meeting time, we're going to make an impact in our local communities. But they're going to be blessed as a result of this.
Yeah.
And then Thursday night, say, look, we're headed up to Pine Forge Friday and Sabbath to celebrate.
Culminated right there.
Where we all come together. Man, I think we might have something.
Okay.
We might have something in the making that we
Yeah.
have to explore,
Right. Yeah.
to see, is it better being here? Because 10 days here, during the week, that Sunday through Thursday experience is a void.
Yeah.
We have to admit that. So is the money best spent in every area where people are being impacted in their local community, doing those 5 days, and then come up here on the
Blasphemy.
celebration of the last
Blasphemy. No.
gonna bring
you
'em
will
along.
find there is something about this place that people love to gravitate to.
Yeah.
And there's a feeling of peace and joy just from being on
the ground. Right.
campsite. So I like what you're saying, the little mini leading up to that, but I think this should be more than just 2 days. Maybe, I don't know if we expand it to
2 weekends?
5. Maybe 5 straight days, people.
Wednesday, maybe Wednesday through Sunday.
At least they will get the local camp and then the away camp where they still feel like they've come to Mecca, the mountaintop
Yeah.
experience,
Right,
So if there's somehow we can combine both, I think the people would be pleased.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, I found that. I felt the thing that no matter whether it was the weekend or the 10 days that people preferred, people just love camp meeting. I mean, even yesterday, I don't know, just being around people, you could see the joy in people's faces, like it was
We had a really
palpable.
good crowd.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a good crowd.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
The whole day, it was like heaven sent.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And you didn't want it to end.
No.
Yeah.
And I came back last night for the drum.
Yeah.
I never left.
I was like, what
I'm
are you
gonna tell
doing here?
something, man. Huh? You was one of
Yeah, I was like, what are you doing here?
I love the drum. Look, I can't. I have no rhythm. I'm serious. I have no rhythm in my whole family. I'm the only one no rhythm. Everybody else have rhythm. I have no rhythm. God will give me rhythm when I get to heaven. But the thing is, to watch those young people
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and to see them perform
Yeah.
in pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the audience is building character.
Yes.
And I said, man, Patrick them got something going on. And Pathfinders do prepare young people for leadership.
Yeah.
It does.
It's unequivocal.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, and I wish we just bring out the data on it. If people ask people, okay, were you ever a Pathfinder? And you'd be amazed how many of our people who serve in
That's a good
significant,
idea.
they were Pathfinders.
Yeah.
And they learn those principles as young people.
Yeah, you didn't tell the people you were a master guy, Doc? You didn't tell them you were a master
Oh,
guy?
well, no, because otherwise they probably expect me to wear that uniform. and I was sitting there, I said, with my schedule, the weekend,
No, I know.
I said, well, I'm gonna have to get a uniform moving forward because that's an expectation, right?
Oh, our president wear 4 stars.
4 stars.
4 stars, that's right.
Well, I was watching y'all and doing what y'all recommended I do.
He was with us on the stand.
Oh, you got
Yeah.
On the,
Yeah.
I saw him over there.
I don't know how to salute nothing, but
Okay, we doing
I
this?
saw the sister in front of me and how she did it. I said, okay. Yeah, I can follow the leader now.
That was awesome.
I mean, it was just the highlight having the Pathfinders do their drills and the drum
Yeah,
competition
it was really
again.
nice.
And I said before, just being camped out. I mean, it just made you feel like, hey, everything is coming back together.
Pastor
Yeah.
Marlena, you was there with us. This is the first time in how many years that I've seen a competition that heavy end it so peacefully. And it was the young people. When they
spirit was
ended, they all hugged each other.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
first
awesome.
and second. I mean, so I made a joke about it. I said it's usually the parents that fight. But when it's the young people that came together, it was just awesome the way it
Yeah.
ended.
Yeah.
You know, another highlight from the night was the Germantown movement. Because
That was the highlight.
they, when Pastor Torres
Yes.
said what he said, made that speech about, and we were talking about children with special needs being able to participate, and he was just saying, let them participate, give them some, they can do it.
Yes.
I mean, it was just, and even the kids were like erupting in applause, like,
Yeah.
yes, so you saw this level of acceptance and willingness to make room for,
Yes.
not excluding those because they're special needs, but finding a space for them. I thought that was
And his
really
son
impactful.
won, who's special needs, autism, won Pathfinder of the Year throughout the
Oh, wow. Excellent.
Great club too. Great club, all of
great.
them. So,
But
yeah.
people take on the attitude of the leader.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go.
That's the thing that impressed me. See, he said, no, we accept all children, no matter what.
Right.
And
Yeah.
when he said that,
Yep, no matter
the
what.
rest of the club took on his attitude.
Yeah,
right.
this
That's
is what we do here.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, and I said that's a lesson, a powerful lesson for all of us out there.
Absolutely.
If you really want to see the scope of pathfinding, if you can find your way to the Worldwide Camporee, like in Oshkosh, if you've
Yeah.
ever, let me tell you, you get a whole new level of respect
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
for
yeah.
pathfinding.
It's-
You go
it's
to
not a
that
joke.
major event,
Yeah, yeah. So next year, right?
Next
year.
Yeah, I have to go.
Gillette. You'll be in Gillette.
I
by then.
must go. I saw some parents talking about it last night, and it was funny. One parent didn't realize it was next year, and his child
quick.
is going from adventures to pathfinding.
Right.
And then the other parent said, well, you know, we have 2 camps we got to go do next year. He said, 2? He said, oh, yeah, man, 2. And he said, really? He said, yeah, we got to do one local in preparation for the one
That's
in
right.
Oshkosh.
Yep.
I said, what?
You
oh,
want
yeah.
that to be your first time.
Yeah, so you need to start preparing yourself now.
Yep.
Yeah.
He said, you sure we have to? Oh, we have to do this. Then I said, I think you just helped him realize.
That this is it. Yeah. Well, we didn't get the chance to really. We talked about ordination, and of course, we shouted out GP. That was very special service. I thought. You know, the musicians. We didn't talk about the musicians, but
man.
always phenomenal. We had
Yes.
musicians. You know, of course, we had J.J. Hairston in the gym, and then we had.
Plethora
Stellar,
over here.
yeah, I was like stellar performances over here. I mean, yeah, and so I would encourage people, if you didn't get to, you know, see everything, please listen to the music. Don't just skip to the sermon,
Yeah.
because there was some ministry happening within that music too. And so just shout out to all of our musicians who participated. Shout out to Dr. Mallory for
Yes.
Yeah.
coordinating all of that.
Yes.
That's more than a
A
notion.
team of
So
musicians.
yeah, those
you know,
musicians.
those
were
that are watching, share the videos.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
your family and friends. Just hit the share button,
Get out of here.
copy the link.
Yeah, I saw
Send it to
quite a
your
few. You
friends
were
and-
doing
That's
that.
great. That would be
Yeah,
great.
Dr. Mallory's already planning for next year's camp meeting.
That's good. That's how you gotta
Had
do
some
it.
ideas he shared with me today, thanking
Oh.
us for the opportunity of service. And
Okay.
I said, hey, he is already thinking about next
year.
already. And, you know, we've talked about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So it's going to make the reality come into fruition where hopefully we have camp meeting for next year planned, hopefully by September of this year.
Great.
Because we have to get ahead of the game.
Yeah.
And lock in different people.
Right.
Can you revoke
The
that
budget, we
resignation?
ain't worried about it because everything
was
is
thinking-
there, you know. What is he doing?
You probably talking about revoking that resignation.
Oh, man. I think we surprised you, huh?
Yeah, you got me.
Oh, praise the Lord. I wanted that effect.
I was like, breathe, Pat, don't cry. Don't cry.
Oh, man, I said to security to get you. I said, go get him and bring him in. Yeah, man, that was fun.
Yeah,
To me,
yeah, that was
you know, we have to recognize, do you know your experience yesterday? A person said to me something. I'm not going to share the idea because it's so phenomenal. But it's so much needed in our conference that based on that experience, that person gave me an idea that I must
Go through
see
it.
come to fruition for our conference.
Okay.
That's all I can
Amen.
say now.
All right.
And I'm looking forward to it because I love it. Somebody asked me, I said, that's what I like best about camp meeting. I like being the president so I can serve people and
Amen.
encourage people and inspire people.
I bumped into a member that said to me that you listen to them. And even though they were complaining,
Oh, I
you
know what you're
listen
talking
to
about.
them. And I think that's important. I think it's important
Yeah.
when our
Yeah.
leaders can say, listen, I may not be able to make that change right away,
Right, but I hear you.
but I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give us some time to work something out. And he was just excited alone
That he was heard.
That he was heard.
Yes.
That
Oh,
means
yeah.
a
I
lot.
think, oh man.
Okay, that was a he. That ain't the person I was
You probably have a list of people that could be.
No, and this person brought up something that I can't say over the air, but I have to follow through on.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And I promised this individual I would because they said they saw something happen.
Oh, okay.
And they thought it was not good PR for us. And what happened. And I said, okay. And they explained what happened. I said, oh, no. I said, I must go and find that person and apologize.
Okay.
And
That's
she
fair.
said, you would do that? I said, oh, yeah. And assured them that would never happen again.
Right.
You know, and see, people, my daddy used to say, you got to value all people, not some,
Yeah.
all people. And
agree.
that's what I think we work at.
You know, I got caught out there yesterday. A little kid. What's our oldest? Our first.
Gloria Davis.
Gloria Davis, our first graduate from Pine Forge. I always call her my girlfriend.
Okay.
I said, "Oh, my girlfriend, come on up here." You remember last night?
Yes.
Come on up here. Come on up here. A little kid was like, "Well, how do you have a wife?"
Yeah.
I had to
And
bring
a
him up and
girlfriend.
be like, "Listen, you are right."
Confusing the kids.
So I gave him a hat, and then the next row of grown-ups was like, "We're confused too. Can you give us hats too?"
You know, I was just messaged by the technical director in the control room, and he said that the morning service with Pastor Doggett has now reached 6,500 views.
And climbing, I'm sure.
Excellent.
Yeah, that's
It's
just,
gonna go up.
and this is
gonna
just
keep
the next
rolling.
day. So imagine, yeah, it's going to
So
go.
what's the norm on that?
Oh, it could vary.
Yeah.
But when you get, in 24 hours, you get 6,000 views.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna triple and double. It's gonna triple.
Yeah, people
Absolutely.
just keep watching, keep
Absolutely.
sharing it,
Yep.
watching it again. That's typically the trend with that.
It was a very powerful message.
It was very
Yeah.
good message.
Very touching, and I know it touched me. Mm-hmm. It reminded us what our main purpose is:
Yeah,
to share the love of Christ with others, and not take that for granted.
absolutely. Yeah, and
You
reading the
might
Bible.
notice some animation in our screen here with the letters floating around. That's not digital. The wind is actually blowing.
Right. I got a little
Blowing
bit of
through the
rain.
No, we have a new LED.
Well, you know, we've had some tornadoes come through here.
Yes.
And the path is right up
It's
to
right
our
through
right.
there.
Well, we want to upset, but not that way.
I told you the show stirs up.
Stirring up stuff, man. Wow.
Literally, right?
I do want to give a shout out. You know, last night during the drill and drum corps presentation, we had a little pop-up upset store. Well, thank you. Actually, you were our first customer of the night. Thank you for supporting. But
Glad
there
for
was,
the merchandise.
yeah, there was a gentleman. His name was Darius. He just came over and said, "I'd like a shirt size small." Purchased a shirt, and then he said, "So what is the Upset Podcast?" Oh, maybe we should.
Tornado.
Tornado warning is live and in effect here.
Yes.
So we should wrap up
Nothing we
soon.
can do with it.
But no, I just wanted to shout him out and thank him. He didn't even know what the Upset Podcast was at first, but he wanted to be supportive, and just want to say thank you, and to everyone who supported our merch. We are here to help people. So, of course, there's a lot going on in our environment. We've enjoyed being with you tonight. We want to stay with you for next week. Therefore, we're going to be safe and get out of here.
Miss Producer, does our president have a shirt?
Yes.
He
Oh, he
has
does-
a
oh,
shirt. He has
okay.
a hat.
All right.
Yeah, he's our.
I wanted to see if there was
didn't
something
expect to be on the
complimentary we
show
could
today,
give
so
to
we're-
our president
Oh,
on behalf
absolutely. He can have
of
whatever he
the
likes.
Upset Podcast.
Oh, thank you so much.
And he is very much a supporter of our podcast. Sometimes people ask us, do they know what you guys are doing?
Yeah, we
Do they know what y'all saying?
We get asked often, do we still have our jobs? So he's very aware and he supports it. And we appreciate you being here and joining us on the fly. I know you didn't intend to be here,
Yeah,
but
that's
thanks
what
for
I get
being.
for-
Showing up.
I said,
And you saw
oh,
him
it's
too.
them.
He stopped over there. He stopped over here. He stopped over here. Then we saw him going down there. Stopped here. Okay, he's going to be on the show. and look how the 5 minutes worked
Yeah,
out. He said, Pat, 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
And we want to make sure, like I told you last night, enjoy your vacation when the time comes. AC will be here when you get back.
The stage.
And we'll try to keep it intact as much as we can, so don't even worry about us while you're away. Enjoy your family. And the conference will be here. All right, guys. Well, I think it was another successful camp meeting year. And before any more warnings come our way,
Yep.
we're going to...
Before our president get caught up in the program.
Taking up like
in the middle
Elijah.
of the
I
year.
saw it. I saw it when it happened.
Where is he? We don't know. He got caught up. He got caught
I
up.
know, that theme, now is the time. We'll have a whole nother meeting. So we're ready. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your comments. I'm sorry I didn't get to share as many of them tonight, but we appreciate you guys sharing with us, for watching us faithfully every week, 6
Yes.
o'clock. And yet, like we always say, if it's Sunday, it's the Upset Podcast. So, yes. We look forward to seeing you back next week, 6 p.m. Have a great night, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Take care.
Bye-bye.